Lucille Ball is arguably the most iconic female comedian who's ever lived.
She changed the rules in terms of the role that a woman plays in storytelling.
Her groundbreaking show, I Love Lucy, drew bigger audiences than the Super Bowl. And since its debut, generations of viewers continue to laugh uproariously.
When we were all doing it, we had no idea that it was going to be still going on today.
As a young woman who came from poverty, the odds were stacked against Lucy, who'd only been a brunette face in a crowd of Hollywood beauties.
Lucy was indomitable. She was not going to take no for an answer at a time when that was the only thing women heard in Hollywood.
Entertainment execs didn't know what to do with Lucy, so at 40 years old, she just showed them.
She had to take the bull by the horns and show them how funny she could be.
She not only changed the rules for women on screen, but also behind the scenes.
When she became the head of a studio, that was one step ahead for women.
Without Studio President Ball, we wouldn't have such iconic hits as Star Trek or Mission Impossible today. Her 20-year marriage to Desi Arnaz is still one of Hollywood's most incredible love stories. They made comedy magic together and had the world's most famous TV baby. But their beloved show tragically drove them apart.
And ended up basically destroying their marriage.
Off camera, their relationship was rife with drinking, adultery, and heartbreak. And as the decades went on, the critics were less than kind.
Be critiqued for coming back at all.
But don't you think
that threw me? I cried.
But through it all, America's first lady of funny redheads indisputably changed the game by blazing a path that comedic actresses still walk to this day.
Lucy changed the rules for women in comedy.
I just was so appreciative of how this beautiful woman was a clown. We all loved Lucy because she was fearless. You had to admire her bravery. She was very brave in her comedy.
According to my parents, I would just be sitting on the floor watching I Love Lucy, laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing. And according to them, they'd never heard me laugh so hard.
I love Lucy. I don't think there's anybody ever with that sense of timing.
The answer to all your problems is in this little bottle.
It was her sense of physical comedy that I believe that was really her genius.
Lucy was lovable. She was sexy. She was a very beautiful woman. She had the goods. I think Lucy was just so darn funny.
I Love Lucy was a cultural phenomenon that defined television comedy as we know it. When Lucy began her trajectory to stardom, there was no defined path for funny women.
You know, there was a table and there was no room for her, so she built a bigger table and made space for herself.
Lucy's trailblazing opened the door for countless female comedians and female-driven TV comedies.
She became the pioneer for all of us who followed later. All of us.
But it's a wonder that Lucille Ball ever wound up on TV at all.
Lucy grew up in Jamestown, New York, which is, a rather Spartan town upstate. At the time, it had a big furniture industry.
When Lucy was born in 1911, life in Jamestown was about as far away from the Hollywood dream as one could get.
Odds were stacked against her when she was growing up because of where she was living.
When Lucy was only 3 years old, her father died after contracting typhoid fever. Lucy's widowed mother found it difficult to care for Lucy and her younger brother Fred. Even pencils for school were considered an unaffordable luxury.
It was all rather austere, and her childhood was kind of bleak.
Her mother eventually remarried. And in 1920, the family moved in with Lucy's maternal grandparents. But young Lucy had a